All right, now let's bring in legal spokeswoman for Donald Trump, Alina Habba. Alina, really good having you on. Thank you for rushing to a camera on this momentous day, $365 million. It's insane. Your reaction?
That's a loaded question, Eric. I mean, my reaction is that this is more of the same. We've seen it. It's coming from the top. And when I say the top, I don't mean Miss James. I think that this is complete election interference at its finest. We've seen, how many times do I have to be here and say the same thing? You know, he's the leading candidate for the Republican Party. He is the leading candidate for president, period. And that is why we are doing this. We are sitting here getting disgorged of profits for doing absolutely nothing wrong. His statements of financial conditions were undervalued. We've got a judge saying Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million. And today we have a court order that says that this judge found Michael Cohen credible.
It's incredible.
What else is there to say?
I'm flabbergasted that this whole case relied on Michael Cohen's testimony, a guy who went to jail for lying to the court. Alina, New York law, I'm just a lowly guy here. I'm not a lawyer, but I understand New York law may say that what the judge was supposed to do is provide damages and restitution. With a victimless crime, what damages and restitution needs to happen and why?
The damages and restitution should go to Donald Trump. President Trump has been in 3 years of fights with Miss James and her team, and he didn't do anything wrong. What has happened is that we have somebody who ran for office on getting Trump before she even knew anything about the Trump organization. Never was in office before. Walked in, ran on it, we've seen the video footage before a million times, and Miss James made her commitment to her campaign. That's what we saw. What she said, promises made, promises kept. You know, this is a woman who on Valentine's Day said, you know, roses are red, violets are blue, no one is above the law. I mean, it's not normal behavior for an attorney general. It's just not. It's a serious office, and unfortunately, we've seen the corruption run deep, and these people are politically motivated. If there's any question, just look at the White House logs that show that she visited the White House before filing the complaint. That says it all.
You know, incredible that she said, I'm going to get Trump before she even knew any of the facts of the case, before she was even Attorney General. You know, and Goran, we played this before, but it's worth really refreshing people's memory of who this guy is. This is 9 years ago, folks, when he said this. Listen.
Juries get it wrong a lot. That's my own opinion. But I've had situations where, like, oh, my heaven's sake, how could they have thought that? Well, I have a tool that I can deal with that. It's called judgment notwithstanding the verdict. I can say there is no possible way that a reasonable jury would have reached that conclusion. I'm following law. I'm an impartial referee, but it's hard to factor out my own emotions.
Isn't this grounds for appeal? Isn't that soundbite exactly what you should present to the court for appeal?
I think we have more than that, quite honestly. I am the one that sat there with our great team and fought the fight for 11 weeks while she wasted taxpayer dollars. There is so much there. The fact, first of all, that they didn't do anything wrong is enough. But then you've got a judge who decided that we weren't going to have a jury. He wanted to hear this himself. That plays right into it. You know, he wanted the control of the decision. And this shouldn't have even been in that division. This should have been in the commercial division. If they were even going to bring this case, which was ridiculous. They used a consumer fraud statute against a private company in the state of New York. That's how desperate we are. And that's because the rules are different, because you're not entitled to a jury, certain things like that. That was all done by design, Eric, all done intentionally. So they've known what they were doing. They investigated for years and years and years. But all of these cases, just like Georgia, just like everywhere else, we're seeing them brought in an election year to tie him up because he's winning. It is coming from the top.
Reminds me of Fannie Willis yesterday testifying or speaking on under oath. She was hostile. She was mean. She was throwing it right back at the people questioning her. And then I hear in this part of this 60-something page decision that Judge Engoron put out that part of the reason why it was $364 million because he didn't hear any remorse in Trump's voice.
Okay. Well, there wouldn't be remorse if you've done nothing wrong. That's my response. The remorse should come from Ms. James wasting taxpayer dollars and now making a statement for her campaign. When you update your headshots, when you update your campaign websites, that's a clear indication that your heart is not in the state of New York, which is currently falling apart, but it is more in your own politics. And we've seen this time and time again. These people are backed by the donors that have interest in taking down Trump. These are, to use my client's words, witch hunt after witch hunt. And unfortunately for them, they don't realize that he's strong and the American people are starting to see the corruption for what it is. They're starting to see what is happening to our country, to our judicial system. They're waking up, and I think it's going to show it when they go to the ballot box, to be honest.
Yeah, you can leave it right there. Trump about an hour and a half ago, he came out and said, this is Russia, this is China, this is Biden's America. I tend to agree with it. Alina, thank you for rushing to the camera for us. Appreciate your time. And then we will stay with you as these things progress into appeals. Thank you, Alina.
Thank you, Eric.